Today has been a really great experience for me, and I hope that it's been a really great experience for you. And I hope you've had the opportunity to learn more about how the project has really evolved these past years and even months. Just a few months ago, this was a completely different project. Dash today scarcely resembles the project that was started in early 2014 from so many perspectives. And for that matter, it scarcely resembles the project from April. It's been a remarkable journey so far, and we've made some great strides towards the vision of financial freedom and opportunity that Evan Duffield set out to create. He laid an incredibly strong foundation for us with our governance system, self-funding, and our culture. Along the journey, there's been many waypoints that have shaped the project in really profound ways. Waypoints at which ideas sparked from the coming together of just the right people at just the right time. Individual decisions from early contributors like Evan, who bravely quit their jobs to focus on Dash with little or even no pay. Points at which exchanges or businesses believed in our project and chose to prioritize Dash over other options. Each of these waypoints, large and small, they've shaped the Dash project along the way. And today, Dash is, as you can see, stronger than ever. And the numbers speak for themselves. The Dash network now processes about $6 billion a month in transactions. We process more transaction volume each day today than we processed this entire quarter last year. Let that sink in. Our trading volume exceeds $60 million a day, and that's higher than Bitcoin had as recently as April of last year. What this means is that Dash has truly arrived as a viable digital currency network, and in many respects is a superior network with instant transactions, on-chain scaling, and a support infrastructure that will help the ecosystem grow. I think today is one of those waypoints. I think today is a historic day for the Dash network. Just look around. Dash is not a project for and plaything for speculators. Dash means business. The people in this room are professional, intelligent, driven, and most importantly, practical. There are hundreds of us here, and tens of thousands more back home, wherever they may be. And there are amazing ideas that were seeded today in this room that will be carried out on the Dash network, and connections made that will result in collaborations. I believe more than ever that Dash's journey has only started. We're presently known in the press and wider digital currency space as a privacy-centric cryptocurrency. The people in this room know how incredibly inadequate that description of Dash is. Dash is so much more than one feature, and so much more than the first feature we happen to roll out. So it begs the question, what is Dash? What has it become? What makes it unique? And why are hundreds of people here today to support Dash? Well, it's a digital currency. True, but there are lots of those. It's a payment network. Well, yeah, that's true too, but that doesn't truly capture it either. The team has spent a lot of time thinking about this, defining what Dash is, because it's our identity. We believe that Dash is now in a class of its own. Dash has become a platform that makes it easier to participate in the economy and conduct financial transactions. Our platform increases the financial freedom and creates worlds of opportunities for consumers, merchants, and users of Dash. So how is that different from being a digital currency? The difference is that the Dash network itself takes an active role in pursuing these opportunities and helping merchants and consumers capture them. In other digital currency networks, the network is passive and actually requires support from the outside world to continue operating. They need programmers to donate their time or companies to sponsor developers. They need businesses to invest to integrate services atop their platform or their protocol. These currencies take from the world around them. Dash isn't a taker, it's a giver. Firstly, the Dash network is self-sustaining. It pays for its own infrastructure, and it pays for its own developers that it needs to sustain itself, and all the other business functions that are required to operate a payment network. But as Dash has grown and it's got far more resources available to it, it can shift a higher and higher percentage of its budget towards helping others in ways that add value to the ecosystem. Dash helps entrepreneurs grow the Dash ecosystem by funding integrations and development of new businesses. There's now more than $27 million a year available for projects, including funding the core team. So how influential can $27 million be? Well, most of you have heard of Y Combinator. Y Combinator is the largest and most well-known Silicon Valley accelerator. They provide investments of $120,000 this year to 105 businesses in their 2017 class. That's about $12 million. They take a 7% equity stake in exchange. Many amazing companies can trace their roots back to Y Combinator, including Airbnb, Coinbase, Stripe, Dropbox, Zenefits, and Reddit. But let me tell you that Y Combinator is already chump change compared to the grants that the Dash network can provide. If you have a great idea, the right team to execute, and it can positively impact Dash, you can get funding. And the best part is that we don't require equity in exchange. Take Alt36. This is a payment gateway in Tempe, Arizona. The Dash network has committed or may commit up to $1.2 million. I think there's a couple of proposals outstanding. I don't know the status. But $1.2 million towards their business so far, including the proposals that are slated to pay next month. And so today, Alt36 is about to launch its first product targeting retail point of sale with a comprehensive solution for the legal cannabis dispensary industry in the US. What's more, they're about to complete their Series A funding round, which recently expanded from $1.5 million to $5 million due to investor demand. What's more, Alt36 is Dash exclusive for 36 months, so we get something out of it too as a network. Now, what Dash gets in return is an infusion of investment that's many times our initial investment into Alt36. And that $5 million is going to sustain a very aggressive push into that marketplace. A business like that one might never have been funded with traditional financing and never would have reached their Series A round. But with the potential benefit to the Dash network of the project in mind, we were able to add a valuable new service to our network. Today, Alt36 has signed up partners throughout the industry, including point-of-sale providers, B2B trading platforms, trade associations, loyalty and rewards programs, some of which are actually going to be integrating loyalty programs into the network as a whole. Dispensary map apps, an entire ecosystem of services with Dash at the center of the transaction. No other digital currency could have made that happen. But we not only help businesses get started, we also help them grow. BitCart, for example, as you know from the presentation earlier, is Dash exclusive. So the growth of BitCart is perfectly aligned with our goals to grow transaction volume and gain relevancy for our users. BitCart is drawing network funding for co-advertising its services along with Dash. Not to mention Evolution. So much of the communication around Evolution up till this point has centered around its consumer wallet aspects. And that's largely because it's a component of Evolution that people can most easily identify with. But Evolution is so much more than a slick account-like experience for consumers. It's an entirely new way for merchants to integrate with digital currency. Evolution provides a software development kit for developers to build Dash Evolution applications, and it's much more than a way to save time implementing Dash. It provides tools like never before to give their customers an experience in very customized ways. So in the same way that Apple developers use an SDK to create apps for the iPhone, Evolution is going to enable developers to easily create valuable services and great user experiences on our platform and interact in ways that no other cryptocurrency can. Now, we have a long way to go. Dash is today, I believe, already the best digital currency on the market for payments. We may not have the highest market cap or garner the most press coverage, but it's my sincere belief that Dash is best positioned project in the space to eventually reach mass adoption. If you're an entrepreneur, Dash is the best place to start or grow your business. And if we release the merchant-facing components of Evolution, it'll continue to become even better, enabling new experiences and ways of leveraging the platform. All of this is driven from our goal of enabling businesses and consumers to participate in the economy. Leveraging the amazing freedom and opportunities that digital currency can unlock. These ideals are so much bigger than one feature, and from my perspective, the industry is beginning to wake up to what makes Dash truly valuable. For those of you hoping for more announcements, I do have some news on what's coming beyond the announcements that you've heard today. Now, press releases will be coming in the next few months as projects are completed, but there are some major new functionalities coming to the network, and I'd like to give you a preview of those. The first is global brokerage service that incorporates free bank transfers. Integration into a host of new exchanges. Access to approximately 20 new fiat currencies. An additional ATM manufacturer. A multi-store discount application that's integrated with several of the largest retailers. Another healthcare use case that we didn't talk about earlier. And much more is in the pipeline. These are only the ones that are signed and done. And I've never seen a more full pipeline than the one that we have right now. All of these should be announced by the end of the year, and Instant Send is going to be incorporated into almost all of them. So we're getting strong uptake with the Instant Send feature as well. Now, before I close, I'd like to thank everyone that worked incredibly hard to make today possible. The entire team from Keynote dealt with an incredibly time-constrained Dash team, and I'm sorry to Mo personally that we are so difficult to work with and so difficult to get things from. we're working hard on a network, so that's why we hired such a great team. From Dash Core Group, there were a ton of people that contributed to organizing this. That includes Fernando, Robert, Chuck, Andy, Holger, Philip, and Dutch, who all deserve recognition. Certainly, none of us would be here today without the amazing risks and contributions that Evan Duffield took. I think we need to specifically recognize him. His level of innovation that brought us the system that we're working with today is unbelievable. He is a genius on so many levels. And truly, none of this would have happened without that genius. I'd also like to thank the Masternode owners who actually authorized the funding for this. Ticket sales covered only a small portion since we wanted to keep costs low and be as inclusive as possible. And thank you to all of you, many of whom who traveled great distances to be here today and participate. Without you, we'd be speaking to an empty room, so it's good that you're here. And lastly, I want to thank the entire core team and all the other teams that serve the network. Most of the folks working for the core team are earning far less than they did in previous positions and without benefits, and they have an incredible mentality of service towards the network. They're passionate and they really care about the project. And overall, I'd like to, I just want to recognize, I think our first conference was a great success. And I think it really demonstrates to me that Dash has become much more than a project. This is more than a project. It is more than a platform. Folks, this is a movement. And not one driven by speculators, but a real movement. And I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Thank you so much.